Hi, this is Kevin from Fight Store Media. I'm here today with Cian Erraught from SPG Concord. Thanks for a million for your time today, Cian.
No
We're
bad.
looking forward to interviewing you.
Yeah.
So, Cian, you have an upcoming fight on September 17th in Derry.
I do. I'm fighting on Real Fighting Championships at heavyweight, so it's gonna be good.
Is this your first time in heavyweight?
No, most of my amateur fights were at heavyweight, but this is going to be my first professional fight as a heavyweight. Yeah, but I'm really looking forward to it.
You've had one pro fight before, I know.
I have, yeah. I fought on EFC Africa, and
Nice.
I fought in Johannesburg, so at light heavyweight.
And that was your first pro fight, was it?
That was my first pro fight, yeah.
How did that go, if you don't mind me asking?
No, it was unfortunately it didn't go my way.
Yeah.
I lost in the second round. Got submitted with a rear naked choke. I feel that that was just getting all that bad stuff out of there on the first one.
Yeah.
It was a very big show. It was a lot of travel. It was altitude, and I just didn't perform like myself. So it was more so just the nerves of it, like that first one, and that's the scrap out of my system now, and I'm ready to push on, like. So I've changed quite a bit, like in that meantime, and my mental game is much stronger now. So I feel like I'm a different athlete.
I can imagine being your first pro fight, like travelling all the way over there, big card, big names on the card, that was a lot to take on. So I presume going forward, like nothing's going to seem like quite as big a challenge.
No,
as that
absolutely
was.
not. No.
Yeah.
So like that was my first pro fight, and it was straight out in front of the cameras, and
Yeah.
a big, not a massive arena,
Yeah.
but it was well over 2,000 people there.
Yeah.
It was a lot of noise and a lot of lights, but it was great. Once it was in the cage, I love it. I
Yeah.
love a fight, like, and that's what we had. We had a scrap, and I'm a scrapper in some senses, but I'm also a very good, very technical martial artist, and I didn't show my technique.
Yeah.
I just showed that I have good heart and a good chin, and I'm going to be tough to put away, like. Whereas I wanted to show that I am going to starch people, and that's
Nice.
that's the plan going forward. There's lots of starching.
Put that down as experience and just
Yeah.
leave it there.
Pretty much.
That's a
exactly
good
what
starting
we're
point, actually.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
to be traveling all that way. So your opponent coming up on September 17th. Do you know much about this guy, or?
I don't know a
Have you heard
whole
of him
heap about him.
before?
Like,
No.
he's a heavyweight. He seems like a big guy. He seemed to have an okay tank. I've only seen one of his fights.
Yeah.
I wasn't overly impressed with him.
Yeah.
I don't really give half a rat's ass, like, to be
You
honest.
wouldn't look up your opponents too much.
No, not really. Like, it doesn't matter. I'm going to put my game plan forward, and he's going to be on the receiving end of a horrific right
Nice.
hand, and he's going to be asleep. That's it.
Nice.
So that's my plan anyway.
And so-
Actually, I hope he's not watching. I don't have good hands. Okay, don't worry about my hands. Don't worry.
You'd be fine.
You'd be sad.
So in terms of your training camp, not to give too much away, but is there anything you've done in particular that you've maybe changed from your last
I
bout?
pull guard a lot. I like to pull guard.
Yeah. Grabbing the sleeves.
Oh
and
yeah,
grips
grab
and
the
stuff
sleeves.
like-
Oh yeah, loves to pull
brilliant.
guard. Yeah. You should plan for that. I wouldn't bother training. I wouldn't bother. Actually, to be honest, I've been working. I feel that last fight, even with how poorly I feel I performed technically, I feel that it was my cardio let me down. I couldn't think because I couldn't breathe, and it was the altitude to some extent.
Yeah.
But I can work on that, and I have. I've been lucky now to have gotten in with the crowd who are doing my altitude training for me, and who are doing my extra cardio and stuff for me. I feel I have the strength there, I have the technique there, and now I feel I've shored up that mental aspect of my game, and I've got my cardio base there now. There's no stopping me. That's it.
Nice.
Yeah.
Sounds
There's
good.
yeah.
I presume there's a lot of guys in SPG Concord in your kind of weight division or in and around there. They're probably also preparing for Bama 26, so I presume there's no shortage of or sparring partners in
No.
SPG at the moment.
No, and it's great. There's a good group of bigger guys there now, and there hasn't always been. There's we've like with Fury and Ben and Charlie and Chris, and there's bigger guys there. There's bigger bodies to move around, and that is important. Like, it's very good to be very technical, and you can do that with smaller guys, but sometimes you do need to have that bit of a actual scrap, like
The heavy hitters. the kind of-
heavy hitters,
Yeah.
not even necessarily the heavy blow, but the wrestling and stuff. You need
Yeah.
to know what that weight feels like, and the guys are great. Like, you've a highly technical team there, and everyone knows the sort of same stuff. So you're always having to improve that little bit. If you don't improve, you're
gonna fall behind.
You're falling behind, and
Yeah.
it's not nice to fall behind in sparring.
No.
It's not nice to be on the receiving end of stuff. So
you leave training, you're not too happy with yourself. It's not
that's
good
it
for
exactly.
you.
Like so, we're in there now, and I've really good sparring partners there, and I have a good setup, and my preparation is almost perfect. So
You're happy enough.
happy enough. Yeah.
Yes. In terms of, not to look past your opponent then by any means, but what's the plan for the future then? Do you have your eyes on a certain promotion or?
Well, I am with the UFC Africa, and I'm gonna have to. I will be fighting with them, and but I can also fight on other promotions. They're really good like that. You know what I mean? So they're being sound. They're looking after me to a certain extent. You know. So I'm looking, to be honest, to get over there to rectify that loss, to just annihilate a couple of guys on their roster, and they have a roster. So annihilate their roster.
Yeah.
Take the light heavyweight belt, take the heavyweight belt, and then whatever is from there. That's my plan. That's what I'm going to do.
Happy days. And all of their fights are based in Africa?
They're all based in Africa,
Yeah.
but like I said, they're releasing me for this fight in Derry,
Yeah.
and they've been sound about releasing people in the past for other fights. You know, Peter Queady's also signed to UFC Africa. He fights wherever. You know.
Yeah, yeah.
They've been really good about it, and as long as they are like that, and I can fight anywhere.
Yeah.
And it's realistically, it's anyone at heavyweight, anyone at light heavyweight. I want fights.
Yeah. UK,
Simple as.
Ireland doesn't make a
UK,
difference
Ireland,
anywhere.
the moon. It doesn't matter.
Nice.
Someone has to pay for my transport. Okay, but apart from that,
I'm sure Fight Star can look after that.
Yeah, well, we'll see. I'll ask very nicely.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
But yeah, just want to thank you very much for your time today.
Oh,
really appreciate it, and
thank you.
best of luck on your fight.
Thanks very much.
Thank you very much.
Cheers.